And as always, today we have somebody special. We have in the house today, Sejoe. Sejoe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, dog. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, man.
Sejoe, you are an amazing guy. You are doing a lot of good work in the Haitian community.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure. I want to tell you, it's a pleasure for us to have you.
Thank you.
On the channel. And the number one thing I always want to ask me, wherever I'm interviewing, talk to me a little bit about you, your upbringing. Tell me the stuff that you haven't told other people. Tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I'm Sejoe, of course. I do Haitian stand-up comedy. And I grew up in Haiti, and contrary to popular belief, I had a great time growing up in Haiti, man. Like, I had a great time until, America decided to teach us about democracy.
Yeah.
And then I came here in 2001, went to school here, high school, and I've been living here ever since, man. So I love it, bro. Like, I have the best of both worlds. Right, Haiti and then America.
And then we actually, you left at the 9th grade?
Yeah, we went to the same school.
Yeah, we went to the same school in Haiti. And then you had the experience of having like Haiti at a stage where it was calm, where it was good. Everybody was having fun. We were able to be kids.
Right.
And you came here. And what was your idea? What was your goal? What was your vision when you first came here in the U.S.?
Well, the goal here was, one, we're Haitian, so school was the number one thing. And I thought I was gonna be a plastic surgeon when I went to school, but then the comedy bug kind of like bit me, kind of like Spider-Man. So I got bit, and then I've been doing comedy ever since, man. So it's been doing great, man. Like I've been loving it. I'm doing what I love. So the journey has been long, but it's been a rewarding journey.
It's beautiful. It's one thing I noticed in your content is purely Creole. And one thing right now, we were grateful to be part of this a special show that you had here. Is one thing you talk about is let's change the way we say Creole Haitian. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, like my whole stand-up is based on the premise that where we need to stop calling the language Creole and we just start calling it Haitian. Okay. Because like I said, French speak French, English speak English, German speak German, Japanese speak Japanese, like Greek speak Greek. So why do we speak Creole? And then they love using, do Americans speak American? Well, ma'am, sir, America was colonized by the English. Okay. Hence why Americans speak English. But guess what? Americans are such a prideful people. If Americans had invented a language, they would have called it American.
Okay.
So then why we don't call our language the one that we created, our identity? Why don't we call it our name? Whereas everybody else called their language their name,
Okay, I see. I'm always up for that, and changing rethinking the narrative,
right.
Rethinking what we think was the norm.
Right.
So I'm really open to that.
Right. I even have one where they like some lady said, do Nigerians speak Nigerian? Well, then that Nigeria wasn't called Nigerian back in the day. It was a British lady called Shaw that named it Nigerian, but the inhabitants never called it Nigeria. And that piece of land, there was a group of people called Yoruba. And what do Yoruba people speak? They speak Yoruba. Igbo speak Igbo. Swahili speak Swahili. But Haitians speak Creole. That makes no sense, bro.
I'm really open to that. And one thing, like you, we were fortunate enough to be raised in Haiti and half of our life, and then here in the U.S. So we kind of see both worlds.
Yes.
And one of the things that I thought about is when we were raised subconsciously to not like who we are. For instance, by hey, you cannot you're going to school. Hey, you cannot speak Haitian.
Right.
You have to speak French.
Right.
And their idea, what they will say is like, hey, you know.
They already told you that you were not enough.
Yeah.
By telling you can't speak your language, they're telling you like you're not enough. You're not accepted. Bro, don't you remember they used to have like a saying, Creole pas monter sur table? Meaning when you sit at the table, you don't speak Creole at the table.
So, and then it can be seen where the person who speaks French or another language is seen as more valuable or seen as more.
And that's why in Haiti we don't have racism, we have classism. And speaking French is a class power. Because you remember, when you walk in an office, if you address the person in French, you get treated a certain way. If you address the person in Creole, then you get treated a different way. You know, it's a class issue. Because guess what? Only people who have money in Haiti speak French. And good French. Because remember, a good school, if your parents have money, then they have money to send you to a good school to learn French. If they don't have money, then where are you gonna learn that French?
Yeah. And then if you're not, if you don't have the money, you're not gonna
learn French, bro.
And if you're not speaking with the right person, even through books, you're not gonna learn it through books.
Exactly.
You're gonna have an accent that's weird. You don't know how the things are pronounced.
Exactly.
So
bro. If your family members don't speak French, how are you gonna learn it, bro?
So how do we change this mindset, and how do we change the narrative?
Change the Department of Education. Make all school taught in Haitian. All schools have to be taught in Haitian. Period.
Okay. So because I see there are some content, some books that are either science that are not, they're not. We don't have a department that's translating those books. For instance, like sometimes I do find some content and I want to send it to her cousin in Haiti, but I know, I can't send that because they're not going to be able to. But that's great information.
Yeah.
So we have this barrier where we can. There's no that we have the ability here, or we have the tools here, or as our language to understand, but them they cannot.
Yeah.
So that's a great topic. That's something that needs to be looked at, and I'm really up for it.
Thank you, bro.
I'm really up for it. And we need to let you know as well that you are doing an amazing. You are doing a great job, and I know you're not looking for validation or anything like that, but you need to hear that. Continue doing the job that you're doing. Continue with your path. Because, for instance, we did have a chance to listen to a few people here. A lot of people were saying that, hey, you need to be more in English. But if it's in English, what's gonna push you to listen to Creole?
Or then who's gonna talk to my people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then we're still gonna be in that perpetual cycle where we're still gonna be forgotten about. We're still gonna be forgotten. Because if I do it in English, then there's gonna be a big gap in our language, in our culture,
And yes, I totally agree. And what is your plan for in the comedy aspect? What's your plan for Haiti?
Plan for Haiti? That's a loaded question.
Do you want to do some shows in Haiti?
Yeah, bro. I want my third stand-up special to be. That's the goal. But first, Haitians gotta get their shit together, bro. That's it. We just gotta get our shit together. That's really the main thing. Haitians need to change Haiti. No outside power, not Kenya, not the U.S., not the French, not the Colombians, not the Venezuelans, nobody. Haitians needs to change Haiti.
Yes, I agree. And one other thing I wanted to talk to you about your how do you prepare for your show, for your stand-up? How do you come up with the ideas? What do you tell yourself? Do you tell yourself, okay, my jokes have to be in this category? If it's not this, because one thing I see, you're not only telling jokes, but you are educating. You're creating awareness. So there's a message to the joke. Yes. So is that something that you sit down and you plan on? What's your thought process?
I definitely think about it. But first, I watch a lot of politics before I come up with my jokes. I watch a lot of politics. I get a feel of what's going on, what the problem is.
Do your research.
Yeah, I do a little bit of research before, and then from there, I'm able to structure. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. And if you see, I always try to push the language and education. So that's mostly the main thing. That's how I structure how I'm gonna, or the topics that I'm gonna talk about. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any message that you have for the upcoming generation or the generation we have right now? Any message that you want to tell them? Any point that you want to
I
raise?
just want to tell them, man, just keep going. We need a change. So and everybody needs to do their part. You know. So that's what I want. Like as long as everybody's doing what they need to do, we're gonna move forward. You know, like don't just wait on one person to change. The president can't do everything. You know, yes, it's fine. We're gonna have a president, but we have to do our part.
I agree.
That's it. As long as we all do our part, we'll
be at a better place.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for mon bagay. Kembe là, pas la guide, continuer d'en à 100%.
Ah, il se